or maybe how to write in notes from it, or you want to take it parallelly playing and practicing purpose. I'm doing these records and both from here and here also. Okay,
This conference will now be recorded.
very good. Okay. Mm. It does not mean you can take a leave and you can view the video. It won't happen. I'm taking class from morning to evening. Almost more than 4 hours of video is there. So can you able to view the 4 hours of video in an entire night? So we can't do it. So what you will do? We'll postpone it to next and next and next. Okay. It has become my hobby. So whatever I do, so okay, I will do tomorrow. So how to wash my clothes, I will do tomorrow. Like we will postpone it. So don't do it. Attend the class, listen to the class. Sometime if you miss the point, then these are helpful at the time. Only that for only we are recording, and as well as go to meeting. And your side also you can able to mm, attend. Okay. There is some more options in this go to meeting, so we'll explore it later. How to share your screen, how to share my screen. Okay, so we'll check that kind of stuff. I'm also new to this one. So first one is in your hardware is about CPU. Okay, so what is a CPU? Central Processing Unit. So very important part of your computer it is the central processing unit, and they call it as brain of the computer because where we take in the arithmetic and logical kind of stuff. Okay, and there is a certain specifications are there. We'll go to that one. So initially ALU arithmetic and logical unit. So all the arithmetic and logical functions are done by CPU. Any instructions it knows only in a function like arithmetic and logical and boolean functions like that. So arithmetic means like a plus minus kind of stuff. Okay, arithmetical, and logical means AND gate OR gate kind of logical processing only. So any instructions whatever you do, it is in the form it will convert into the arithmetical and logical instruction manner only. CPU done that. And CPU also having a control unit. So not only these things, lot of CPU internal parts are there, and CPU one of the important part is another part is cache, cache memory. Also we can call it as a cache memory, cache, cache. Okay, it is nothing but it's a memory only. It is a very temporary memory. Okay, so what is this cache memory? Whenever you given instructions, we load instructions from your IO. Of course so many other devices are there. In meantime so many other chipsets also there, but in generally when you are given instruction from anything, okay, so we give instructions, okay, from hard disk. ROM chip means your BIOS chip, ROM or a BIOS chip. Okay, so ROM or a BIOS chip, or maybe your keyboard, okay, or maybe a pen drive, or maybe a parallel port or a serial port. So we'll given instructions and we get a output from it. Okay, so we'll get it like a we'll pass to, we'll give output. Go to anything, any form. We'll go to output to monitor, or maybe a terminal, or maybe a file, or maybe it's going to some other device like a printer or a speakers. So we'll give and we'll load. So in these two things, so where we load these things, we load the data into RAM. We load the data into RAM. RAM to CPU. Okay, we load the data into the RAM or instruction to the RAM, and RAM to CPU instructions will be passed. Okay, um, but in between CPU and RAM, so usually like the CPU speed is much higher than a RAM speed. CPU speed is bah. When we start the class, someone is do some disturbance. 1 second, guys. I'll close my door. Okay. Then we use cache. Okay, this cache like RAM to cache, cache to CPU. So because of CPU is a high speed, RAM is a lower speed. So the CPU cannot understand how to handle it. Like, you know, you're a fast learner. I'm a slow speaker. You're a fast listener. I'm a very slow speaker. Next instruction from hard disk, ROM, keyboard. So how it is taking time. So you will sleep meantime, right? So that to afternoon after lunch, then you will get a normally very good sleep. So if I tell like that, Paula, if I speak very faster, instead from a hard disk, RAM, keyboard, output, monitor, terminal, file, printer, like that. So if very speed, and if for example you are a slow listener and I speak very faster, speed will be mismatch. Then what will happen? You miss the things. Okay, so you will become more busy, more processing power required, or maybe something will be missed or errors will occur. So to balance this one, and mostly, so cache will load instructions. It always provide instruction for running CPU main instructions data in a processing thing. So cache participation is more. Okay, so now what is the RAM duty? RAM duty to load the instructions and data from our devices, and as well as from the CPU also. It is like, so understand as RAM, because last time they asked question, what is the use of RAM? Okay, so here RAM to CPU, understand it is just like a pipe. If you put a pipe in between two tanks, then very simple, like, so for example, this is my tank and I put a pipe to the tank. So simple, like this is a tank. Okay, okay, and here I given some other tank for it. Okay, simply think this one is a CPU. Okay, and think this one is a loading of instructions from different point, like a from hard disk, from CD-ROM, from BIOS, or from input devices, or like that. So many things are there. So these instructions and data will go to the C. It's just like a very simple, we can say, is a type of water type only. Okay, so whatever it is going to this one. Then once it is given to the CPU, automatically RAM don't store anything. RAM don't store anything as a permanent. Even if you are power on or a power off, RAM don't store anything permanently. RAM store in a temporary way. It load the data and give it to the next, and again it load the data, it give it to the next. It means it load it, store it, give it, clean it, and again reload the new one. Or it refresh. It means it remove the data in a particular seconds, like within a seconds, it will remove the data, and again it will load the freshly data and give it to the CPU. When CPU process it, once process completed and it is given to your IO devices, then RAM load the data and instructions and give it to others. Okay, understand, this is the RAM. RAM is just like a a simple pipe, you can say it is never store any data, either it is power on condition or a power off condition. It never store data is a permanent mode. So it will say temporary data storage purpose. Just it will load the data and give the data. Okay, so it load the data, take the data, and give the data. That's it. Only it is from both IO devices to CPU, CPU to IO devices. So that is very simple. We can tell the function of the RAM. Okay, RAM load the data and put it in a give it to the CPU. So what is the function of this cache? Cache is balance the speed. Cache balance the speed means whatever the data came from RAM and it is loaded into the cache and cache to CPU it will give. It means it is very near one. In general, I will tell an examples in a cache ways because I don't know much about few things because I never done that one. So, but I will give you example in that one only for understanding is good one. So cricket. If you don't know cricket, then it is you are not in India. Okay. So two batsmen are there. So this is the batsman, main batsman, bowler ball, and he hit the ball. Ball went to some place. Okay. So very long distance, for example, very long distance ball went. Someone got the ball. So he tried. He stopped the four. Okay. He stopped the four, and someone got this ball. And what this person will do? Okay. Someone got the ball. Okay, and what he will do if these people are doing running, um, so he want to take the run out, so we have to take the run out because there are now running. So what this guy will do? Anyone?
So throw the ball to the keeper or to the running end.
Very good. So he will throw the ball towards the wicket. Actually he has to throw the ball towards the wicket, and but what happened is maintaining distance, right? So because it may not be accurate. Very good. So he throw the ball at the person who is standing near to the wicket, so like this, and he will hit the ball. Even it carries a little bit delay, but mostly it is accurate. Okay, so the accurately we can able to give hit the wicket. So by fate, like if it is not out, batsman already crossed the wicket, so no ball. So that's just but function, but he tried to throw the ball towards the wicket, either this wicket or this wicket. Okay, but it missed and it went much speed and it is become four. These guys are try to do 1 or 2 runs, but you yourself you are given a 4 runs because you are a very overconfident to take the wicket by throwing ball directly on the wicket. So instead of that one, it may go to the four. So you are doing a favor. This has happened so many times in a cricket also. I don't watch cricket. I don't play cricket. I don't know how to play cricket properly. I'm not a sports person. But this is a example of cache. The cache is not outside of the CPU. It's an internal integrated part of CPU only. When it will load the data directly from the RAM, okay, and it is give the instructions and data to the CPU, and once CPU done a processing, then it will give it to the cache and cache load into the RAM. This is a very simple work. Okay. So RAM function is to load instructions and data from the IO devices and give it to the CPU, and take the data from CPU and give it to that one. So without a RAM, your system also won't work. Okay. So cache is an integrated part of your CPU. That's why I given a one single dash only, and I given a big dashes for here. So that's for understanding. Cache is a integral part of your CPU. A small cache is there in caches because we are discussing about CPU, so that's why I'm going to the cache not a RAM. Okay, so I have told already what is the RAM function also. So the function of RAM, RAM function, whatever it is. So what is the cache also having a levels, L1 cache, L2 cache, L3 cache. So there is a three levels of caches are there. L3 cache usually variable size. The size is not stable. Okay, it is a variable size. But cache 1, cache 2 usually dedicated sizes are there. Okay, cache 1 is actually divided into instruction cache and data cache. So two parts of cache is there for a cache 1. So one cache is divided into two parts. If you want to know, see what is your cache memory. So if you are using Windows 10, it's quite easy. Go to Task Manager, go to the Performance, CPU. In Performance, go to the CPU. So L1 cache is here 128 KB, L3 L2 cache is 512 KB, my L3 cache is 3 MB. So in a certain processor, L3 cache can be 2 MB, or for a certain processor the L3 cache can be 6 MB or 12 MB or 20 MB or 24 MB or 32 MB is a possible, but it is very small size only, not as our 1 GB 2 GB RAMs are there. But if you see the cache memory is, it's very less, but it's more powerful and very faster, and it is very near to the CPU, so then it will give the instruction. So my total is showing here 120k. L3 cache is showing 1512k, and it is a variable size. Currently my cache is in a 3 MB cache currently. So you can look at your system also, check the size of the your caches. So it is a layer wise, like a CPU L1 cache, on L1 cache L2 is there, just like a layer. So L1 on L1 L2 on L2 L3 is like a side by side only, means next to next, like a queue order. So data is loaded first to L3, L3 to L2, L2 to L1, then L1 to CPU. Okay, so in L1 it is divide is into instructions and data into separate instruction cache and the data cache. So each one is a 64k 64k, like that it is. Okay, and if you want to know, instead of task manager, if you are using different operating system, okay, so if you want to know better, then you can use what we can say, mm, applications like CPU Z. You can use CPU Z, or a spicy. Okay, spicy or spicy is there, so you can use certain applications to get more information from it. So that is one thing. Okay, next, know about your CPU. Okay, next one is know about your CPU. How to know what is my CPU? Very simple, go to the task manager and performance CPU, and you can see the CPU thing. Here it is, i3 processor, and this is a generation, and here you can see the frequency. So I'm writing what is my CPU here, i3, sorry, i5 processor, 3230M. Okay, and frequency 2.6 gigahertz frequency. Okay, so why we should know our CPU? So based on the CPU, you will understand whether your system is 32-bit system or 64-bit system. Okay, check you are a 32-bit type or a 64-bit. Next one is how many cores are there, virtualization support is there or not, what is the maximum RAM capacity. So you will get this information. So again, I will go to my browser here. Oh, this is not a good, all a good. Okay, so I'm going to my checking i3 3230. Yeah, this is a my processor. I want to know about my processor. So first put that model into your Google. Okay, so then you can see arkintel.com. Okay, this is my processor name. Open this site, very simple. Okay, so next this is a 2 core 4 thread processor. Okay, it means it contains only 2 cores, but each core is split into 2, so it will experience like a 4 core processor, and it support up to 32 GB RAM. It support DDR3 model RAM. Maximum total RAM support 32 GB, and it support DDR3 type of RAM with this model. So 13 13 1333 and 1600. So it will tell how much frequency of RAM. This is the maximum size of RAM. The RAM frequency, RAM clock speed also it will tell. How many channels it will support. Normally we have a laptop or a desktop, generally one channel or two channel, maximum two channels are there nowadays. So earlier we have a four channels, 10 channel, means the RAM slots are there. Two means two RAM slots. So it will support two RAM slot type one. And other details like how much graphic memory, inbuilt graphic memory and all. That important thing I will go directly. So virtualization technology. Yes. Okay. Can you see virtualization technology? For example, you purchase a laptop or a desktop, and someone told this is the enough for a laptop. You can use this one. Or you can use this one. The model, color, kind of stuff. Some people will buy you if you have a flowers on it. Some people will buy because of the screen touching or other kind of stuff like a graphics kind of stuff. Check virtualization, guys. We are all engineers. You must know what is the virtualization now. 64 only operating system we should use it. So compulsory 64-bit you have to take it. So you have to take the any system must be 64-bit, and virtualization technology must be enabled. Okay, so you have to make sure that processor support virtualization technology and invest more on a RAM. Okay, and disk space only. Okay, so now everybody is select more intellectual manner. But earlier days, people give more investment on sound system. If they purchase a computer, the computer is the main aim of the computer is for playing audio, means like for playing songs or watching movies, videos. This is the main thing. So we need a good sound experience. So then they purchase a 2.1 5.1 audio system with a 10,000 rupees or a 4,000 to 10,000 rupees. They invest on a sound system. But they don't invest 2,000 rupees for a extension of RAM. Okay, this is what happens earlier because computer is for a mainly show business type only, but now it is becoming more necessary. Not only today, so for tomorrow, next year, and another year also, we need a computer. So then purchase it. My preference is for people who are always in a home. For them, desktop is always the best one. So nowadays we need a mobility is required. That's why laptop is. If you want to purchase for any kids, like you want to, like a 7th class candidate, 8th class candidate, or people who are asking for a computer, so buy a PC, a desktop type. And people who are doing engineering like us, like we can use laptop. Okay, so here it is, the cache memory 3 MB. So where is L1 L2? There is no details of L1 L2 here. Why? Because it's a standard sizes only. But L3 cache is a variable, so that's why it is showing a 3 MB cache. Now again, so any processor, what are the processor you have, check once in a Google with Intel, or you want to buy a new processor or maybe any processor release. So find out what are the processor and what kind of stuff it is. So click on a processors. You can find a lot of different processors and check their data sheets. Intel Core processor, Pentium processor, Celeron processor, Itanium processor, Pi processor, Xeon Pi processor, Atom processor is a very low end processor. So for a very basic desktop needs, you can use Xeon processor for a server purpose. This is a Pentium as a general purpose processor only. Celeron, very low level processor, very less cost processor only. Core means i3, i5 processor comes under core processors. Okay, so i9 processor, i7 processor. Just for fun, we can see 11th generation i9 processor. There is a different models are there. See 11900, 11900F, T, KF. So these are 11th generation only, but little bit difference is there. Number of cores, 8 core processor it is. So turbos frequency, base frequency. Okay. So cache 16 MB cache. So full high speed processor. Don't purchase it. It is a single processor cost itself. It is more. Okay. The cost of single processor is, so it is in a dollars. It is showing $450, but in Indian rupees it is more than 50,000. Okay. So code family is also there. Different code families. So this is why I am showing it is 8 core, 16 threads. It almost like it is experience like you have a 16 cores inside your processor, 16 MB cache, 128 GB RAM, DDR4 3200 memory type you should use it. Only two channel support. So compulsory 64 GB, 64 GB or 32 32. So then you will use half of it 64. Basic graphics, maximum graphics support 64 GB graphics support it is there. It support all the things, video related one. This is a socket model. This is a socket model. Like you purchase this processor and you want to buy a motherboard. So compulsory motherboard should have a this socket type. Otherwise it won't fit. Okay, Intel virtualization and other things. Okay, so this is a instruction set inside your processor. Okay, SSC 4.0, SSC 4.2, like this. This is the instruction set. Okay, of course, in Intel virtualization also is an instruction set inside. What is this instruction set? Extension instruction set. We'll see that one. Okay, so compulsory verify what is your processor. 32-bit processor, 64-bit processor. Okay, the clock speed of the processor, clock speed of the processor. Okay, socket type. Okay, so socket type. What kind of socket we are using? Socket or a slot? Socket or a slot also there. Slot type processor also there. PTM2 is a slot type processor. Pentium 2 slot type processor. Old AMD processors also slot type processors are there. This is socket type. So what is the size of that socket? And memory support. It means RAM, maximum RAM, max RAM. You have to check it. So max RAM and type of RAM. Okay, so DDR3, DDR4, like that. So we have to use what is the type of RAM of the processor. Okay, socket type, based on the socket type, and based on that we can of course cache memory is always a dedicated cache memory. So check the cache memory is one of the thing. Number of cores, because it's a new one, always check the number of cores. Number of cores per processor, number of threads per processor, more threads, number of threads for the processor also better to verify. This is the CPU details. So what type of instructions are there? 32-bit or a 64? So my preference is 64, always better, because nowadays we are using everything, most of everything is there. And virtualization support is there or not for the processor? Virtualization supported it is. Clock speed, number of cores, number of threads, slot type, memory support. For example, currently you are having a laptop with a 4 GB RAM, and now you want to extend it. So compulsory check the processor. Your processor is supporting extension of RAM or not. So that is very important. Okay, you want to extend your RAM, so compulsory you should know the maximum RAM support for the CPU. Okay, so these are the things we have to verify. So copy your CPU, put it in a Google and find out, check the um, in a Intel, so we will get the all the information. Okay, for example, so CPUs mainly in the market, mainly in the market, one from Intel and other from AMD. Advanced micro devices, AMD means advanced micro devices. It is also in the market. So which is a better one is always a big question. Intel is a better or AMD? If you are using a general data processing, it means um, application. You are using it for running an application or programmers, okay, or SQL kind of stuff, or you are a programmer, you are using a general applications or heavy applications you are using. Okay, so general application or are using a general applications or heavy applications. Okay, so Intel is a better processor because of Intel is a mainly on a processing only. Intel is a main part is like a processing on only, okay, application process or maybe your data process, the process concentrate on processing part, not on a graphics. Okay, main put it on a process, not on a graphics, but it support the graphic things. But if you are doing graphic related means your work is multimedia or a graphics, multimedia is nothing but a graphics related one. I put everything. Games, you are playing a games or you creating a games, so the best one is AMD. So because along with AMD graphic cards is AMD and support more with the graphic cards and more the graphical memory management with the AMD processor means managing graphic cards and graphic memory management with AMD is a much better than Intel. Intel is for any general purpose better to put Intel only. AMD, another problem with the AMD is also there. Yeah, tell me.
So what about Ryzen?
Ryzen. Ryzen,
Yes, sir.
I told whatever the AMD model it is. The first thing is AMD is comparatively cost comparison is less compared to Intel is a less cost. Okay, and more you need a graphic multimedia playing games kind of stuff. So then it is preferable AMD Ryzen. And you want to buy a laptop, but you can't put more money as you can investment on Intel. For example, I need a 4 core processor. Intel, for example, it's a 12,000 in Intel. But if you come to the AMD, it's a less thousand, less only. But it is high heat. It produces a high heat. The temperature is very high. So then you put a more cost on cooling system. Costly cooling system is required. For example, if you are in America, like that countries, so their temperature is not very high. If you are in India, mainly in South India, we are in the like Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Orissa, high heat. So very heat area. So now even Pune cooled down from last 2 weeks. So we didn't get any heat. I purchased my cooler and I keep it one side only. I use for 2 days only. But if you go in a Visakhapatnam, if you take it, everything is buns. Okay, very high heat area. Hyderabad, no one knows when, no one will predict when the temperature is like that. Maybe you can feel very high, hot in winter and very cool in summer also. No one knows. Okay, Orissa. So summer is a horrible in Orissa. Okay, like that. So we are different temperature conditions are there. So AMD preference, make sure that temperature well balanced, cool areas. That's important, and it is very less cost. And my preference is instead of buying a laptop with AMD, so build your own computer with AMD for gaming purposes. It comes very cheaper and balance the media kind of stuff. Your target is a gaming or a multimedia thing, go for AMD. Your things like a virtual machines or a processing application kind of stuff, go for Intel. And you want to buy now new laptop kind of stuff, but you can't offer more money for buying a Intel i5 processor or i7 processor kind of stuff, you can go for AMD. Okay, so no problem. There is issues, but only for differences purpose only. But in generally, how you maintain your system based on that, the longer period it will work. Okay, the longer period it will work based on your maintenance only. Everything is good, but and Ryzen is a new in a Intel, and there's a lot of Ryzen things. Okay, here what it is. Okay, and Ryzen, if you want to buy Ryzen model, my suggestion is ask a proper people who are selling or working with this AMD processors. Longer experience with the AMD processor. Take the suggestion from there, because the cost we cannot able to judge the Ryzen processors also. Desktop laptops like that. Okay, you can see. Go to the desktop. Okay. So different models are there. Different see 64 core processor it is. Okay. So high value processors are there, but the cost is also the same thing. Athlon is a less processor. Now it comes with a 4 core processor. Actually, it is a 2 core processor only. This is like this. Now gold processor is there. Very good. And any processor, better to check always a virtualization support or not. And AMD is a blindly it is a 64 only. You will get it. Okay, so directly 64. So mostly virtualization will support. OS support kind of stuff. You can see. L1 cache itself it is a very good. Okay, but see the cache memory is see 4 MB only. Okay, if it is new nowadays we are getting 3 MB for at least 6 MB like that, but it is okay because L2 L3 caches are a good balance. Processing look like a showing 3.6, but 4 core processor 4 threads means no threads. It's a direct 4 core processor only. DDR4 support and RAM like this. So Radeon graphics, direct graphics are there. Basic games you can play. It support everything. It's a low level processor. We can't find a cost of this processor. Okay, we have to find the cost of this processor. Then only this is a diversion for me. I don't. That's why I don't go. Next, this is the performance. CPU benchmark, Antutu benchmark. These are a performance of each CPU kind of stuff. No, 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 no. This is not 3000. That is 3000 gold. It's a 2 core processor. That's 4 core processor. Cost is unavailable. Do you want to invest like this? 1,40,000, can go for it. Each one have so their own cost thing. Okay, so this is a world processor, very world. Even it is a socket is FM2. One building again we need a knowledge on it. So it means the power connections and all. We'll go to that points also. So guys, this is a different thing. Like a Intel is a Intel traditional. We are generally using more in a Intel processors. So different processors are there from Intel. Currently, i3 is i5, i7, and i9 is more in the market. These processors are more in a market. Okay, so then other thing also there like a Pentium Gold processor, Celeron processor, also there in a market. Okay, but this is more popular in the market now. So this is Athlon is a low end processor. Athlon is a usually low end processor, but new processor, so Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5, like it keep going the numbers, and there is a different models also there. So these are things mostly AMD is suitable for a graphics related or a multimedia, and it is a very less cost compared to the Intel processor, and for more processing power or general applications or any basic application purpose, not graphical kind of thing. So Intel is a thing, but both are similar, both are good, and both balance the cost. Actually, Intel processor is a cost, but AMD processor is less cost, but other cooling systems and all will give you more cost. There is a separate cooling systems are there. Okay, so low end is okay, low end low cost cost will be there. Okay, so this is about your Intel AMD differences. Is it important to know Intel and AMD? But generally, you should know everything, guys, because we don't know what the people are asking questions in interview, and generally we should know the things. That's why I told this story. Again, I will go back to once about a CPU, arithmetic logical unit, and cache memory, and I told about RAM function means RAM give instructions and data through RAM we give instructions and data to the CPU, not directly. So there is an intermediate part is the cache memory. Cache memory load the data from RAM and give it to the CPU, and CPU to the cache to the RAM memory. One more point: the cache memory is also nothing but a RAM, but it is SRAM. Okay? It is a SRAM. SRAM means static RAM. SRAM means static RAM. And also I told check your CPU. So go to the task manager. Go to task manager and performance. Select CPU. Then you will find what is your CPU and also the details of your virtualization enabled or not. Virtualization is enabled or not. Please check that one. And cache memory details you will get it. So for L1 and L2 and L3. Okay, and find out your 64 that 32-bit. Okay, CPU model like this. So and important when you purchase a processor, what are the processor you have, verify these things. Virtualization support is there or not, what is your clock speed, number of cores, number of threads, socket or a slot type, maximum RAM support. So it is very useful when you want to increase the RAM. Okay, so type of RAM or what is the suitable RAM uh, means compatible RAM, like a DDR3 or DDR4 RAM, which RAM is supported, what frequency support of a RAM also it will be there. So what is the cache memories? You can get it. So I told there is a mainly in the market Intel and AMD. So many other companies also there processor manufacturing. But usually in India we are prefer either it is Intel or AMD processors only. So usually Intel processors are for a main general purpose. For all general purpose we are using Intel processor, and specifically AMD processors. People who purchase a AMD processor, their target is like a multimedia graphics or playing games, and of course different models are into the market. Find out different models of Intel in the market and find out what are the models in the AMD also. I just wrote note down something, but find out other things also like a Pentium Gold processor. What is that Gold processor? Okay, processor Celeron. What is a Celeron processor? What is a J400? So go through it. You no need to any subscription to PC Mag and all. You don't require to go with any tech magazines also. Our e-commerce website is the best things to learn technology. Basically, this hardware, RAMs and all marketplaces what are there. Okay, like that. Okay, different type of analysis required, like what is the difference between a computer and a game station, like a PS4, PS5. Game stations are there. Xbox, what is Xbox? It's a general thing, guys, so better it is interest, some people like usually girls think, so we are very smart or soft people, so we don't go with the hardware. Don't think like that. I've seen a lot of girls much better than boys with these kind of stuff. Okay, so there is a no gender things here. Okay, so like a boys will better to know about playing game station or a processor kind of stuff, hardware related one. So we are soft people. We don't go with the hardcore part. Hardware means hard part of IT. It's not like that. I have a one. Uh, Actually, I have a student. She's mother of a child also, but she came, she learned, she become a system engineer. She's target is only system engineer. Even I told her become a trainer because you are a girl, but she's never agree with that one. She want to become a system engineer. Okay, she's doing much better. Like even boys cannot able to stand for a 4 or 5 hours in front of the server monitoring related. Okay, so but she is always stands in the server room, so make sure everything is working. Any parameter changes, immediately she will work on it. So that is her duty. Okay, so maybe because of not only a girl, she's a Malayali also. So people are dedicated people. We don't know. Okay, so this is about the one point about CPU, and also I told these things. Okay, core processors means one processor working as a another processor. Different type of process are when we are talking about a processor. Single core processor. Okay, normally single core processor. Dual core processors are there. Core 2 geo processors are there. Quad core processors are there. Now core 2 geo quad core processors are not there, and dual core processors are there. It's still in market. In a Pentium Gold processor usually. That one Atom processor is there. It's a very small size processor. Okay, Intel Atom processor is there. Celeron processor is there, like in Intel worlds we're talking. And core processors means core 2 geo quad core i3 i5 processors. Okay, nowadays we are getting 64-bit i3 i5 i7 i9 processor. It means it's a single processor. Core processor means It's a single processor. Okay, single processor core. It means single processor is divided into multi logical cores. Logically, it is divided. So in a single processor, it's divided multiplied into multi-core. Means each core is act like a separate processor. Each core, each core has separate separate cache memory. So then, usually in a core processor. So if you go to the core processor, like a i5, i3, i7 dual core and this thing. So these are core processors. Okay, so like this. Dual core means actually if you go to the dual core, so I will type here only. So in a dual core, so atom I will remove. So better. In this core processor, dual core processor. What is a dual core processor means? It is actually two processors. Actually, it is two processor, one-on-one processor. It is a one-on-one processor combinedly act like a look like a single processor only. Okay, it is look like a single processor and shared cache means cache is for both the processor is single cache is there, shared cache it is. Okay, so it is two processor, one-on-one processor look like a logically single processor only. Logically single processor, physically two processors it is. Okay, so it share the cache. So then it is much performance. It is enough for a dual core type. So if you are using a dual core for things, increase the RAM size only. So check the RAM support, or you can buy i3 if you have a very less money. If you want a future purpose or a more speed or more RAM capacities, i5 is generally enough. You don't need to buy i5 until unless you are a crorepati, no problem. Or you want to go Dubai or America, then you buy someone is your friends or family members are working, so and then buy from there only. Don't buy in India; it is very costly. Okay, so unnecessary investment because it's electronic device. If you don't use as a worth of it, it is waste of your money. So that's the point. Okay, next heat sink. What is heat sink? Anyone?
Will cool down the CPU.
Heat dissipation.
Yes, it will absorb the heat. This is the heat sink. This is the processor related heat sinks. So the down one, so the metallic one, it is nothing but a alloy material. It is a sits on your CPU. It sits on your CPU. So what is the advantage of heat sink? It is absorb
It absorbs heat.
heat from CPU. Okay, absorb the heat
Clear.
from CPU. Next, heat sink fan. Fan is there no CPU, or we can call it this one as a CPU fan. Also, we can call it this one as a CPU fan. It is a exhaust fan, means it remove heat from heat from heat sink. Remove the heat sink from heat sink. Next one is heat sink paste. Heat sink paste, or we can say thermal paste. What is this thermal paste? Yeah. Someone is trying to talk, but voice is sinking. Okay, good. Check your once check your mic and all because you're trying to talk, but it is giving a noise only. Good. That is attempt is very good. Like this is a heat sink paste. You can purchase the low cost one. This is also works, or very high cost one. This is also works. If you are using a laptop and you want a heat sink paste, better to buy costly one. If you are using a desktop kind of stuff or old PCs, this is the better one. Or if you are using for a one day, like this is the 10 rupees. Usually this cost is 10 rupees. If you go to the Secunderabad computer that market like that. Okay. So this is the a thermal compound. If you see here, it is this is a CPU and it is inside a socket. This is a complete closure lockdown. This is the CPU top part. He is putting this heat sink paste. Okay, this is a thermal compound they are putting here like this. Okay, apply and to complete on the completely on the processor and then assemble the heat sink. So what it will do, it make the contact. Okay, so um, where it is, why it is. Oh shit, not that. This is the. So what is this use? It give more maintain contact with contact with CPU to heat sink. Okay? So it will absorb the heat as well as it will give the heat to the heat sink. Means more contract, just like a grease or engine oil. What it is, it give smoother working. So like that, it is a adhesive. It won't dry. The paste won't dry like a your toothpaste only. It look like a toothpaste only, but it won't dry. Okay, it will give for 2 3 years, 4 years, 5 years also. It will work until unless you clean it. Okay, so like this. Why I told this heat sink fan, and thermal paste? Because I want to ask a question related to this one. Okay, so the question is my system desktop or usually like a desktop. So my desktop restarts very frequently. It means not only other are there, it depends upon the situation, but other kind of reasons are there. But I'm telling this, understand, try to understand this the thing. I start my BC. System is started. System is started. It's showing a boot screen. It is showing a boot screen, and it is restarted automatically. Or maybe without showing any error on the screen, without showing any errors on the screen, it is restarted automatically. Yes, the clear cut part of question is it's frequently restarted, but thing is I'm adding it not showing any errors on screen. Okay, so the frequent restart can be at the time of booting, or means like it's showing some thing on a screen, like normally it is booting is working, no bootable errors, but it's working. But while it is loading operating system, or maybe while loading in some applications, it restarted. It starts very frequently. Okay, so what is the problem? Lot of reasons are there. One of the main reason.
The devices get
Due
heated up.
to heat overload.
Very good. So you are overloading the things, then automatically CPU cannot handle. Okay, and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
then so overheated.
Should frequently restart the device.
Okay? It's because of possibly overheated or overloading. Okay, frequent previously restart kind of stuff, right? So um, your CPU is getting heat, okay? Heated, overheated. CPU getting overheated. This is the one of the reason your frequent restart. But you have to observe whether it is the reason or not. Okay, so by looking at we can understand, not by just a statement. Okay, so nothing, no screen on error. Why I told that point? Why I add this point? Because of blue screen of death, right? So that is also frequent restart only. Okay, frequent restart only. Okay, and some other reasons also there. So this is one of the reason. So that's why I showed like this. I added this point. Normal system started and restarted, started restarted. Something you are on your screen, it's showing some information and then it is restarted, or maybe because of overloaded. Okay, so if you are used like your application is overloaded and cpu generate more heat and the heat dissipation is not there, also it is there. So what are the final point is cpu overheated. So one of the thing is heat sink paste not applied properly. Some people will open the cpu and they will put a cpu back onto the motherboard, okay, and again. But meantime what they will do, they clean up the heat sink paste, or maybe heat sink paste get disturbed. So then it is a possible that your heat sink contact paste is not at all good, so the cpu unable to cool down. It has to dissipate the heat, so it has to send the heat out, so through the heat thermal paste. But you disturb the thermal paste, or maybe thermal paste is cleaned off from the cpu, so then you can it is getting overheated. That cause cpu damage. That cause, okay, cpu damage means that cause cpu damage. To prevent your cpu damage, it restart frequently. Okay, so next one, someone is open the cpu fan, like a heat sink kind of stuff. What happened? So they didn't put a heat sink properly. They didn't put a heat sink properly. Okay, so in this time also cpu get overheated. To prevent from the damage, it is restarted. So the reasons here, um, one is thermal paste not there, or not, no thermal paste or not there or anything. So possible no thermal paste, or somebody clean the thermal paste, or not given properly, or a heat sink not fitted properly. Okay, heat sink is not fitted properly. Is anybody send a message or anything? How to check the message? No messages. So put this thing in a side, and it is covering my area. It is covering double area. For you it is okay, but for me my screen become very less. Okay, heat sink not fitted properly. Heat sink fan Heatsink fan is also important, right? The heatsink fan or a CPU fan or CPU fan, whatever the name you call it, it's a heatsink fan or a CPU fan. Okay. Not not running. Okay, it should be run and it is not running. Okay. Another one is dust in heatsink or a fan. Dust in heatsink or in a fan. The more dust, usually inside a fan, usually dust won't be there because it is usually runs. But dust formation, so because of the holes and all, even including your laptop and all, so heatsink will be closed or maybe a dust will go. You know what we do in a laptop? Laptop means desktop means we put system on a desktop. It is called a desktop. If you put a system on your laps, then it is called a laptops, right? So palm tops. So if you put it in your palm, then it is called a palm top, right? So this is generally okay. So people, what the people will do? So I'm using some table mate kind of stuff here. So I put it on it. But lot of people will do, like even myself, I do so many times. I put it on my bed. So the bed has a bed sheet, and the bed contains lot of dust. It the dust will go to inside of your CPU, first of all, inside of your system. Second one is, it is a cloth, right? So the what is happened with the cloth close your breathers. We are having a breather, right? We have to inhale and exhale. Inhaling is one, no, not only one thing, we have to exhale also, right? So that is what we have, a breathers we have, that is our nostrils. Your laptop and a desktop, laptop and desktop having a holes, that is nothing but a breathers. The air should be go inside and come outside. Okay. And you are sending a dust instead of air, or you're closing with this bed sheet or anything you are putting in a bed. What happened? The breathers are closed. So and it generates lot of heat. So mainly for laptops, if you put it on a bed, okay, if you put it on a bed or a any clothes like a papers, some people put a paper, put it on a bed, papers, books, okay, on books, laps. Laps means on your thighs or a body, so like kind of stuff, okay. So you are putting, so you are, what you are doing, you are closing breathers, closing breathers. And another part is dust um, will went to into laptop and on keyboard. So you people, some people won't clean up the keyboard. When you purchase a new laptop, we are a very good feeling, so we'll maintain that laptop keyboard, the cover. After cover is become loose, then what we do, we don't put any cover in it. My suggestion is better to buy that sheet cover is there, no, silicone cover. Better to, if in case your old sheet is gone, then no problem, you can buy it and put it on a new one. And you can put a screen guard is also there, so better to put it. Now I'm not putting it, um, I'm not able to do it, but my suggestion is better to guard your keyboard and all. Through keyboard also, dust will take. So what happen if you are, you maybe based on your dust or you are closing that breathers, okay, the side and bottom breathers. If you are closing that one, CPU heat, the heat generated from the laptop cannot go outside. The heat is inside, it is try to damage, it is spread into your what we can say, inside a laptop, and it is also damage your batteries. Okay, heat cannot escape. So I told like this, heat cannot escape. So then no problem. We'll heat the laptop and I will put an omelette on it. So don't do like that. Okay. Sir said there's a lot of heat in the laptop. So I don't have a currently stove or anything. I will make an omelette on my laptop. So don't try like that. Okay. If you try, that is your wish, not me. Okay. So heat cannot escape. So what will happen? It damages the heat damage internal parts of laptop, and very important is it is damage battery. So battery will receive lot of heat. The battery is heated and you are putting more heated, and the battery getting heated and battery is start damaging. And battery sometimes become bulk batteries. So then it is also very dangerous. Nowadays it is okay because the batteries are cylinder batteries is in the one side into the laptop only, not under the laptop. It is under your screen. You under your laptop only. You have a one side only. Sidely it is the batteries are there, not directly near to the motherboard. Okay, it is separately they're giving. Earlier days, I have a laptop and I use on a bed and all kind of stuff, dust formation and all. So that battery become bulge and the battery become overheated, and I don't understand why it is heated also. And slowly performance is down and finally it is not working. Okay, so this is the maintenance, guys. Important thing is maintenance, knowing, configuring properly, it will give you a system proper function. So this is it about your CPU currently. Okay, I will tell another part of CPU. One more part is there, 32-bit 64-bit part, and difference between 32-bit 64-bit, other things also there. Just I will give you a 15 minutes break. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording.
This conference is no longer being recorded.